Hello, hello, welcome. My name is Meredith Edwards, and I'm all about offering creative inspiration based on spiritual principles in practical ways. And I'm here with you, as I'm here with you every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific. And today we're gonna discuss and explore the power of ritual. The power of ritual. I'm gonna put this in the comment and pin it. Welcome to all those joining. Okay. Ritual. The power of ritual. So what is a ritual? It's a big term today. It's used a lot. I hear it a lot in the New Age community. Obviously, it's a word that's been around for a really long time. But for our purposes today, the word ritual is simply, it's very simple, a sacred practice with intention. A sacred practice with intention is a ritual. If you have a sacred practice with intention, then you have a ritual. It's an act. A ritual is an act. It's a present verb, a ritual, because you're doing something. It's a sacred act, a sacred practice based on a specific intention. So those three words are really important when it comes to rituals: sacred, practice with intention. So it's sacred because it's special to you. It has meaning to you. You hold it near and dear. It's a practice because it's something that you practice, that you do ceremoniously or every day or before a specific thing or after a specific thing or during a specific thing. It's a practice. And intention, because a ritual doesn't matter unless it has a specific intention. That's what makes it important, is the intention behind it. Otherwise, it's just an act. If there's no conscious intention behind it, then it's just an act. It's not a ritual. So I'm curious, those of you that have joined, hey, hola, hello. How many of you have a ritual? For our purposes today, a ritual, a sacred practice with intention. How many of you have a ritual? Maybe this is something that you do every day in the morning or at night before you go to work. If you have a ritual, send a heart or a like or whatever you can do here. I want to know. I want to know how many people have a ritual. And if you don't have one, no pressure. That's what this live and exploration is about. It's about seeing what might be a ritual for you. So I'll give you a few examples so that you can really and as I'm talking about ritual, I want you to start thinking about what might be a ritual in your life, how they're working for you or not. One of my favorite rituals that I've had for a very long time now, probably for most of my adult life, is getting up or at least I don't do it first thing, but every morning I consciously engage in making and enjoying coffee. So I have it's a ritual for me. I'm not doing it while I'm on the phone or doing it while I'm doing something else or like doing it on the side. No, I'm consciously engaged in this process, and that's what makes it a ritual. It is a sacred practice for me. It's something that I hold really dear. It has a lot of meaning because it's the beginning of my day. I've always loved the taste of coffee, so I enjoy it. I love that it takes, there's all these things that you have, and you have to put them together to make it. So there's an act of doing something that you create from nothing. It's creative. It gives me some energy, and I love the taste of it. I love the warmth of it. I have a French press, and so I love the act of just filling up the water and waiting for it to boil. Sometimes I'm like the queen of like trying to be efficient with everything and like, oh, while this is doing this, I'm gonna do this, but Not with a ritual. With a ritual, you are fully conscious and fully engaged and fully aware and fully into the act of it. And I love like scooping out the coffee and smelling it. I smell it. I engage my senses. The water is done boiling, and then I pour it in, and then I stir it, and I like the sound it makes. So my senses are really engaged, which allows me to be present. A real quick way, we talked about this last week, to get present is to tune into your senses: smells, taste, touch, feels, sounds. And then I love like getting out a mug and pouring it in the mug, and then I use almond milk, or my favorite is oat milk. And so then I pour the milk in, and then I stir it up, and then I hold it and it's warm, and then I go to this certain place, and then I drink it, and I kind of tune into my day. So that's a ritual, and it takes about 15 minutes. And it's a ritual I do every morning. Even if I'm in a rush, I make sure that I carve out that time to enjoy my coffee that way. And it's something that I've just naturally done for a long time. And so it's not really a ritual for me that I think about like, oh yeah, that's this thing that I really consciously set out to do. It just kind of happened, and then it's become a ritual for me. But another example is before, so why a ritual? Why do we care about a ritual? Well, they support us. They are something that we enjoy doing. They can connect us to the world around us and to connect us to what we're doing. Again, conscious creativity. It allows us to be conscious to what we're doing. So it helps keep us focused. It helps connect us to the world and to other people and to our surroundings, depending on what the ritual is. And so another one that really supports me in my life, a ritual that I have intentionally created for myself, is that when I wake up in the morning, before getting on my phone and responding to texts and emails and reading the news or any of that, before my mind is just like, there it goes, it's off to the races, see you later, I take some time just for myself in the morning, because the morning is when we are most creative. It's because it's before we've had a chance for life and all its to-dos and all its craziness to really affect us and then take our mind away. So it's a really good time to have a ritual in the morning, to create a ritual in the morning that is just for you, that helps center you, helps you focus, helps you ground and get ready for your day, because you're about to be awake for the next several hours doing something. And so it just brings a little bit more clarity. So this is different every time. Sometimes I'll journal, I'll do morning pages. Maybe some of you know The Artist's Way. Highly recommend that. I meditate every day. I always do that. Sometimes it's yoga, sometimes I go on the walk on the beach. It kind of depends on how I feel, because we're always changing, our cycles and rhythms are changing, and so I honor how I'm feeling. But I think a sacred morning ritual, if you do not have a ritual and you're listening here, then I'd like you to dream about what might be a nice morning ritual for yourself. Maybe it is just making a cup of coffee or tea or breakfast. That can be a ritual. Again, anything that is done consciously with great awareness, where you're completely engaged and connected fully, it's a sacred practice for you, and there's a clear intention behind it, that can be a ritual. A ritual doesn't have to be solo. It can be, some of the most well-known rituals that we know are weddings, funerals, birthday celebrations. These are things that we honor. We honor in ceremony. We honor a sacred union, two people becoming one in a sacred union, a marriage. We honor people's lives after they've passed and crossed over to a different plane that we yet not know where that goes, and we coming together to honor their lives in a ceremony as a funeral. It's an honoring. We honor our birthdays every year, most of us, because we're alive, and the same day comes around as it does year after year. The sun cycles back again and again. My newest favorite ritual is watching the sunset. I live on the beach, and so I'm so grateful and lucky to be able to watch the sun set over the Pacific Ocean every day. And I'm joined, it's even more special, even more ceremonial when I go out there, because there's so many people out there too, by themselves doing the same thing, and we all just sit there and watch the sun set slowly, 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 until the little sliver is gone. And then people kind of take it in, and then I watch them turn around and leave. And nobody really says anything. It's this magical moment, and it's almost a magical mundane moment, because the sun sets every day, regardless of whether we're honoring it or enjoying it or witnessing it or not. It's still happening. So that's a ritual to honor it, to honor this amazing experience, this amazing event that happens every day, the sun setting. You might have a ritual, when you feel nervous about something. You might have a ritual when with a partner, with a loved one, where you go out every Friday and do this thing, or you have a date night, or I mentioned earlier that my friend's ritual with her partner is every Friday they have a dirty martini and snacks, and they watch PBS News. And the way she talks about it is such, lights her up to talk about it, because she looks forward to it. And it's something they do every Friday, and the intention behind it is to wind down, and they come together and they talk about their week while they watch the news and enjoy a drink and some food, and they connect. So that's their little ritual. You might have a ritual around holidays that you love. So you probably are engaged in rituals without even knowing it. But what makes it a ritual is that there's some consciousness behind it, that it's sacred to you, that it's a practice, something that you engage in regularly or at a specific time for a specific purpose with a specific intention. And so I invite you all to tune in with me right now, regardless of where you are on your ritual path. And just take some time to tune into your breath and become present, because before we can create anything, what we learned last week is we need to be present, the power of presence, present to ourselves and how we're feeling. A ritual that you may have had for a long time might not be serving you anymore. You might find a way to create a ritual in your life right now that could support you, that could help you. You might know what that is. So I ask you and just tune in with me here. If you can, close your eyes and just get really present to your body, present to your emotions, to any sensations, to your surroundings. And I want to drop in the question, what is a ritual that could serve you now? What is a sacred practice that fulfills a specific intention that you have? So maybe it's, I'm tired of running late to work every day. I don't give myself any time before I go do something for someone else or other people or an organization. A ritual can help you prioritize time for yourself. And what does that say to you? It says that I deserve this time. I deserve to give myself this sacred space to get clear and focused, to get inspired and empowered, to get activated and energized. So what is it that you need? Maybe some of you want to feel more calm in the mornings. Maybe some of you want to feel more active, more activated. And so maybe the ritual is you want to take some time to move or do some dancing or yoga or go on a walk or go work out or move your body to activate, to create some energy before you go to work. Maybe for you, it's that you want to feel more calm and more centered, more relaxed, less anxious about your day. So then maybe it would be to start a meditation practice in the morning, or just simply to take some conscious breaths to yourself before you give your day to other people, whether you have kids or colleagues or partners that are in your life. And it's very easy to lose sight of ourselves and what do we want and what are we doing and how are we showing up. So if you could have a morning ritual, a sacred morning practice, what is it? What does it look like? And I want you to see yourself doing that tomorrow morning. See it. How might your day need to change? Do you need to wake up earlier? What do you need to do differently? What do you need to do the same? And then see yourself really engaged in this ritual. How does it make you feel? What is the intention behind it? You can really see yourself there, tune into your senses, see it, feel it, breathe it in. Hear it, smell it, taste it, whatever it is. This practice honors you at the start of your day, where you are most consciously creative, where you are most clear, where you can receive guidance the easiest, where your creative channels are the most clear in the morning. How much time do you want to devote to it? And when you feel complete, when you feel like you are clear on what that is, then we can all take a deep breath in and out. And you can come back when you're ready. The power of ritual. So I invite you to show up for yourself with this ritual tomorrow and see what happens and see if it, it might need to change, or it might, you might realize that it's something different or whatever. It really depends on what the intention is. And to be conscious of it is to always be sitting with it and curious about it and questioning it and changing it when it needs to change. Like I said, my morning ritual changes. Not all the time, but I allow it to change if it needs to, because we're not the same every day. We don't wake up feeling the same every day. We don't have the same day every day. I certainly don't. I'm not the same person every day. We are human. We have cycles and rhythms. But what is the same is that my ritual is that I create this time for myself in the morning to show up for myself, to get focused on the day, to get clear, to receive creative guidance, because that's really important to me. And your ritual might involve someone else. Maybe there's the intention is to be more social, or to connect with your partner more, to connect with your friend more, in which your ritual would be very different. But regardless, I really invite you to create that morning ritual for yourself. It's a way to really be a conscious creator, and to go throughout your day with a little bit more awareness, because you gave that time to yourself. So thank you for showing up with me here. This is a ritual. I'm showing up every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific to offer you an exploration. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.